Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So I have a haul today, a haul video, you know, one of those. I actually have been purchasing quite a bit of makeup lately, been introducing a lot of new things into my collection, probably more than I planned, but I feel like everything I have purchased lately was something that I'd had my eye on for a while and something that I really kind of thought out ahead of time. I did shop the Sephora sale. I'm not a VIB, I'm just an insider, so I got the 15% off. I also recently purchased a few things from Ulta. I had a coupon there. I also took part in the ColourPop Build Your Own Palette sale that they had going on. And I also have a few PR items to haul as well. So also today, not the day that I'm filming this, but the day this is going up is actually my birthday. So I figured what better day to post a rare haul on my channel than on my birthday, right? So happy birthday to me. Let's go ahead and get on into the haul. So let's go ahead and start with the Ulta products that I purchased. So the first thing I got was a new facial SPF lotion. I'm running out of my Paula's Choice one, and I have been wanting to kind of try to find a more affordable option than Paula's Choice. I do love Paula's Choice, but I know that there are some drugstore options out there, and so I wanted to try one. I ended up getting the one from Bare Republic. I think this is under the brand Coola, but it's a little bit cheaper. A lot of the Coola sunscreens are kind of like more in the $30 price range. This was only $14 or $15 at Ulta, and this is their mineral sunscreen lotion. It's their tinted face lotion. They also have an untinted one, but I thought I would try the tinted one because there was a tinted sunscreen from Paula's Choice that I really liked. I've only used it a handful of times. It has a really interesting texture. I wouldn't say it is a greasy texture necessarily, but it has a very like smooth, almost greasy feeling texture. It's interesting, but it doesn't make my skin look greasy, and it doesn't make my skin get any more like greasy throughout the day than it otherwise would. So far I'm enjoying it. It has a very light scent to it, so if you're bothered by fragrance, maybe stay away from it. It says no synthetic fragrance, but it definitely has probably some like natural fragrance in it. But it is vegan, cruelty-free. This is a TSA approved size. So yeah, so far I'm enjoying that. I'll definitely do some sort of like a haul update on all of this coming up eventually. I also was almost out of mascara, and I ended up getting the Flower Lash Warrior mascara, but then after I bought this, 2 days later, CoverGirl got certified cruelty-free by Logical Harmony, and so of course I had to run out and get their Supersizer mascara because I was just dying to try a CoverGirl mascara and I couldn't wait. So the Supersizer one is the one that's open right now. So this will be the one that's on backup. But I've heard really good things about the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior mascara. It looks like it has a wand, maybe kind of similar to the Balm Mad Lash mascara, which I love. And this is supposed to give explosive volume and length. I got the shade Fiercest Black. I thought that sounded like a pretty safe bet. So yeah, that'll be the one that's up next after I run out of the CoverGirl one. But yeah, I think this is around $9 or $10. A little pricey for me personally, but I wanted to give it a try because I've heard really good things about it, and I'm always on the hunt for a good drugstore mascara. Another thing I got from Ulta was the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I'd heard really good things about this, and my Physicians Formula one had pretty much dried out, so I was in need of a new black liquid liner, and I thought about repurchasing the Physicians Formula because that one has been like my holy grail for a while, but I'd also heard such good things about the NYX one, and I felt like I just wanted to try something new, so I went for this one. I got it in, obviously, the shade Black. This is very similar to the Physicians Formula one, I think, as far as like format. It also has a very fine felt tip. Not felt tip, it's actually a brush tip, which is different from a lot of pen style liquid liners. So I have only used this once so far, and it was very intense, very black. Actually, the first time I used it was in one of my recent Get Ready With Me's. I did try it out for the first time in that video, and I was very impressed with how dark and opaque it was, just straight out of the tube, like the first time I used it. Sometimes it takes a little while for these to kind of warm up, but I was impressed with that. I feel like it's going to take some getting used to this like slightly different brush tip. Even though it is really similar to the Physicians Formula, it does have a slightly different feel, and so I think it's going to take me a minute to get used to that because I was using the Physicians Formula one for like 2 years or so. So I just got really used to that one, but I think this will be really nice and probably just as good as Physicians Formula, and it says that it's waterproof, so that's nice. I also got a couple of Milani face products. So I had never tried their baked blushes or bronzers, but I've heard so many good things, and these have been like cult favorites from the drugstore for a very long time. I ended up getting their blush in the shade Berry Amore. I expected it to be more on like the plum side, but it's actually a little bit more of a peachy colored blush. It's definitely, it's kind of a marble look to the pan, which is really pretty. And it's kind of got like a peachy pink vibe with some like gold shimmer mixed in there, a little bit of like a bronzy color also like mixed in there. So really pretty blush. I've only worn it a couple times, but I am enjoying it so far. It's very pigmented, so I have to be careful and use a light hand, but there's that. And then they were having a deal where if you spent $15 on Milani products, you'd get a free like gift with purchase. So I went ahead and got one of their bronzers as well, because honestly I don't have a lot of bronzers in my collection. I think I only had like 2 and one of them was more of a contour. So I ended up getting their bronzer in the shade Dolce. It's a pretty warm toned light colored bronzer. I feel like this is good for someone with around my skin tone. It may not work for someone with a deeper skin tone, but I definitely like something a little bit more light and subtle like this because I don't like to go too overboard with bronzer. But this is also, it also has a really pretty like marbly finish, and there's like some gold flecks in there. Really pretty. It also smells really good. It just has kind of a sweet like vanilla-y smell, I guess. I don't know. It smells good. And so anyway, I got both of those, and then the gift with purchase was just like this little leopard print makeup bag. But I'm always like, these are always so useful to me for like travel and stuff, so I'm definitely going to be using that. And it's cute, and it says Milani. It has the Milani logo on it, so happy to have that. And those were products that I'd been eyeing for a while anyway, so I figured I might as well go ahead and get them while there was a little like gift with purchase deal going on. And then I also got a hairbrush because I realized that I had had my previous hairbrush for probably like 4 years, and I realized how gross that was. Like, that is probably very unsanitary. So I just went ahead and got a new hairbrush. I just got one from the brand Conair, which is like the most basic cheap hairbrush brand ever. This was like under $5. Super basic. I think this one is meant to be like detangling, and you can use it wet or dry. It says it currently has like a lot of hair in there because I'm using it obviously, but yeah, so far I like it. I mean, it's just a hairbrush, but I felt like I needed a new one, and so I went ahead and got that out of the way. All right, let's move on to the products that I got from Sephora. So they did have their recent like semi-annual sale. I got the 15% off. And so I'd had a lot of products kind of already on my Sephora loves list that had been on there for a while, and I went ahead and just got them. The first thing I got, I actually just recently ran out of concealer like completely, and I did purchase one from CoverGirl that's more of a lighter coverage one, but I also got, for more of a full coverage option, I got the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I've heard a lot of really great things about this. It's supposed to be really full coverage. So originally I had gotten the shade Porcelain, which I think is like their 4th lightest shade, but it was described as very fair neutral, and so I thought that that sounded like the perfect shade for me because I would describe myself as very fair neutral. But I got it and it ended up being too dark. It was a little bit, actually way too like yellow toned and just dark. So I went and actually exchanged it for a better shade. Ended up getting the shade Swan, which is the lightest shade, and I think this is supposed to be fairest neutral or something like that. So it's like the fairest, and it's supposed to have neutral undertones. I feel like I have neutral undertones. I'm not completely sure, but I think that that's generally the range that I fall into. So I am wearing this under my eyes today, and it's really nice. This is definitely lighter than my skin tone, but I like to have something a little bit lighter since I mainly use concealer for under the eyes anyway. So it'll be a little bit brightening, I guess. But I mean, I don't feel like this has like absolutely full coverage yet, but I'm gonna keep playing with it. You get a huge amount of product in here. You get 0.5 fluid ounces, which is way more than you would normally get in a concealer, and so this is gonna last forever. Like, seriously, it's a really good value. I also finally got the Beauty Blender. I had been wanting to try the Beauty Blender for the longest time, and so I just got the original pink one. I have already washed it, and it bled a lot. Like, the pink dye bled like crazy, and so I don't know what that's all about, but I guess that's normal. I feel like I've heard other people talk about that too, but otherwise I've only used it a couple times so far. I feel like, I don't know, it definitely has a way different texture than any other sponge. Like, the feel of it, it's really lightweight. It almost has like a memory foam feel to it, but not quite. It's almost like there's multiple like layers of different density in there. So far I like it. I don't know, I haven't been that impressed, I'll just say that. I haven't been as impressed as I feel like I should be. But yeah, it'll be fun to try. I've just wanted to try it just so I can have that like point of reference when I'm trying out like cheaper options. So finally got my hands on that. I also went ahead and got the Stila Oh My Stars Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow set. So this comes with 3 of their, I think it's probably their most popular shades. These also have been on my wish list for the longest time. These are the minis, and this was such a good deal. These were, I think this set of 3 was $15. And normally the full size of these are, I think, $24, which is way more than I would prefer to spend on something like this. But to get 3 for $15, and I mean, how often do you really use up something like this? So I feel like even though it's a mini, that's an amazing deal. So the shades that it came with are Kitten Karma, Gold Goddess, and Diamond Dust. So it's like a rose gold, a gold, and like a silver. I'm actually wearing Diamond Dust on my inner corner today, and kind of like, I did a cut crease. This is my first attempt at a cut crease. I think it turned out okay, but I did a little bit of Diamond Dust at the start of the crease. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, these are gonna be so much fun. So far I've only even opened Diamond Dust, but the other 2 shades are gorgeous as well. These are all kind of neutral shades. I know they have a lot more like colorful shades too. I kind of wish they'd had a set with some more like fun different shades, but these are definitely shades that don't get a lot of use out of because they go with a lot. So I'm excited to finally have those. I did already have one of their Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadows, but I never tried the Glitter and Glow formula, so I'm very excited to have those. And $15 for all 3, that's such a good deal. So I'd also been eyeing the brand First Aid Beauty for a really long time. I did get one of their little holiday sets, not really a set, it's like a duo. This was their Hydration Harbor duo. It's an $18 value. It was $12, and you got the Ultra Repair Cream, which I've heard so many good things about, and the Ultra Repair Lip Therapy, which I've also heard many good things about. So I've already opened this. I just had the box to kind of show you what it looked like. But the Ultra Repair Cream, so I'm actually confused. Maybe you can help me. I thought this was a face cream, but then I realized that they have a separate Ultra Repair Cream, like a face moisturizer that's like packaged differently in more of a pump packaging. And this is their Ultra Repair Cream Intense Hydration. It doesn't say anything about the face, but it just says help hydrate dry, parched skin, temporarily relieve minor irritation and itching due to eczema and other conditions. So am I supposed to use this on my face? Because I've been using it on my face and it seems to work just fine, but I kind of thought I was buying a face cream, and now I'm not really sure if that's what this is meant for. I know this is the 2-ounce size. It also comes in like the tub size, so maybe someone can tell me what this is supposed to be for. Am I allowed to use this on my face? Because that's what I've been doing, and I hope that's okay. I also used it on my hands once, and it felt really good. Like, it felt so soft and smooth and moisturizing. So far I really like this, and I've enjoyed it on my face too. I feel like it is very moisturizing, so it lives up to the claims, I guess. And then their Ultra Repair Lip Therapy. This is like a cute little squeezy tube, and I also am really enjoying this. I noticed after I think I had only used this twice, and my lips felt like the softest they had felt in a very long time. I have just been using like the Burt's Bees lip balm. I got it as a gift a while ago, and it's just like, whatever, like it's okay, but it's not like the best lip balm out there. This, I feel like, completely knocks that one out of the park. It's also more expensive, but I mean, obviously this little set was a really good deal because I got both of these for $12. I'm not sure if this is a mini size or the full size. It looks pretty small, but I still feel like this will take me a while to use up. But anyway, yeah, I really like this so far. And I like the packaging too. I like the squeezy tube style. So those have both been really nice. And I have been dying to try First Aid Beauty for the longest time, and this is the first time I've ever tried their stuff. So very excited. While I was on the First Aid Beauty kick, I also went for their Eye Duty Triple Remedy. This is meant to instantly brighten, depuff, and smooth. And the shade is fair/medium. I don't know if they have any other shades. I feel like it's not really meant for coverage, but it does have a little bit of like a peachy tint. So I'm guessing it's meant to be used like under concealer. I have only used this once. It's also a squeezy tube, but it has this little metal part where you can like glide it across your skin, and it feels so nice and cooling. I don't know if it actually, actually brightens and depuffs and all of that, but it feels really nice. So I'm looking forward to trying that more. Again, I've only tried it once so far, but I do plan to do like a haul update in the future once I've really thoroughly tested out all these products. I also got their Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. This I've also had my eye on for a while. I got the smaller, like mini size. This is the 0.75 ounces. This will still last me a while. It's a nice, like good sized mini, and I figured this was, even though it's a little bit more expensive, like per ounce, it's still a good way to just test it out. I'm also wearing this today under my foundation, and I really like it. It's definitely very hydrating. I'm guessing it's meant to be both a primer and a moisturizer, so it could function as either or both. Today I used it really for both. I didn't have any other moisturizer on, and I felt like it just, I mean, it definitely makes my skin look extremely hydrated. And it's not like overly dewy, like I did powder my face a little bit, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like my skin just looks really healthy. I like this so far. I've been kind of in the market for more of like a hydrating, luminous primer, and I've heard a lot of really good things about this, so I'm excited to have that to test out. And then finally from Sephora, I also of course got a couple of samples because I guess you always get samples when you check out, but I got the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. I thought this was supposed to be a foundation that I picked out, but maybe I was wrong. Anyway, it has 4 of the shades. I probably will only be able to use one of them, but maybe I can give the others to friends or something, or I could even probably contour with the tan deep shade. The shade range on this is pretty bad. I don't know if this is the full shade range, but if so, that's terrible. But anyway, I think I've heard good things about this concealer, so whatever, I'll test it. And then also actually from First Aid Beauty, I got the coconut water cream sample. Helps hydrate, smooth, and recharge. I'm not sure what the difference is between this and the skin smoothie thing, but yeah, anyway. So that is everything from Sephora. Okay, then I feel like this is the longest haul ever. I also got some things from ColourPop. So they were having their build your own palette sale. So I ended up getting the 12 pan palette. So I chose 12 single eyeshadows. I had been wanting to place another order on ColourPop's website for some single shadows anyway, and so I was excited when I saw that deal, and I was like, well, might as well get this done now. So let's see, what shades did I get? I tried to get kind of a mix of matte and shimmer shades, and I tried to also get like colors that I didn't already have in my collection. Really excited to play with those. I feel like I've barely even scratched the surface with these. I have barely even had a chance to play with them, but those are really fun colors, and I feel like they're all colors that I don't have much of elsewhere in my collection. And then finally, I also got one of those Super Shock shadows because I have never tried the Super Shock shadow formula, and it is so popular, and I feel like if I'm gonna have a YouTube channel, I better at least try one ColourPop Super Shock shadow. So I ended up getting the shade Liberty, which is a straight up silver, gorgeous. I'm not wearing this today, but I did wear it in my most recent Project Pan update, so that's what I was wearing on my lid in that video. Gorgeous. I can see why people like this formula. And the reason I chose this color is because I realized that I really didn't have any silver shadows in my collection, which is odd. I feel like silver just isn't that common to find in palettes. So anyway, that's why I chose that shade, and I'm really enjoying that so far. And then the last thing I wanted to share was actually some PR products that I received. I don't receive PR products very often, but recently a brand called Madam Glam actually reached out to me. I think that they're most known for their nail products, but they also have a line of lipsticks, and so they sent me 4 of their lipsticks. 3 of them are the velvet formula, and then 1 of them is the matte formula. The velvet ones are in this really cool packaging. You like press the top, I'm gonna try to show it. You press the top and it pops out from the bottom. It's like metal packaging, so it feels really sturdy. I did like a lip swatch video on my Instagram of these, so if you want to see them like more in action, then check out that video. That was my first time doing a lip swatch video, and it was kind of awkward, so yeah, don't mind me, but yeah, that was fun to do. So the 3 velvet shades are called Fig, which is kind of like just a really pretty reddish berry color. I think that that's probably my favorite shade, or one of my 2 favorite shades, I think. That's definitely a shade that I'm gonna wear a lot during this time of year, during the holidays. And this velvet formula it's a little bit sheer and has a little bit more of a glossy finish. They also sent the shade Pucker Up, which is like a bright pink. It's just like a hot pink. Probably not something I'm gonna wear super often, but it is really pretty. And then also Mad Hatter, which is a really cool tone, like Barbie doll pink. Also not a shade that I think I'll wear super often, but it is fun to have. And I think that when I have a tan or a fake tan, this is the kind of shade I'd go for, because I think that this kind of shade looks really nice with a tan. The matte shade they sent, this is in a more standard packaging, but it's also like metal and really sturdy feeling, is the shade Cherry Wine, which is like a deep red, also really pretty for the holidays. I also just love red lipstick. Like if I could only have one color of lipstick, it would be red. And so yeah, this is really pretty. And I always like matte lipsticks because I feel like they're really long wearing. But yeah, the velvet ones are a really nice formula too, and a really comfortable formula. So I'm excited to play around more with those. Okay, so I think that is everything I've bought recently. It seems like a lot for me. I usually don't, I don't really do haul videos on my channel very often anyway. But yeah, that was, I don't know. I've just been kind of in the mood to expand my collection a little bit, especially in certain areas where I don't already have a ton. So anyway, I hope that was fun to watch. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys next time.